What's up, people? Gthang here from DBK Productions. And hey, after watching Top Gear last night, I was getting the feeling to play some more Gran Turismo. That's why I tried to get GT6. Couldn't find it though, it's somewhere in the studio. But I put GT5 in, played that, and then I was thinking, how much would it actually cost you to play Gran Turismo Sport if you lived in South Africa? So as I play GT over here, I'm gonna try to concentrate and explain to you. So South Africa has a rich racing history. We used to have the touring cars that raced here in Killarney, Cape Town, and Kyalami, Johannesburg. We had the Formula One that used to race in South Africa. It was part of the season championship, and they used to race at Kyalami. So racing's in our blood. We love cars, we love games. And the PlayStation 1, when it launched here in South Africa, the Nintendo 64 wasn't very big here. The Sega Mega Drive was big. There was the Sega Mega Drive, the original Nintendo, but we got it called the Home Entertainment Unit. But that's besides the fact of the matter. PlayStation 1 came here and Gran Turismo came here, and that changed everything. So lots of people are very familiar in South Africa with Gran Turismo. We love the game, we play the game, and it's awesome. But now GT Sport's coming out, and it's going to change quite a bit. So first of all, you need to have a PlayStation 4. But before you even get there, what all do we actually need, or what does it entail to play Gran Turismo Sport in a country that's supposed to be first world, but we still stuck with issues with internet and not having proper connectivity. They need to solve their net coding issues, lag compensation issues. So I don't know if it's just us here in South Africa, but because Gran Turismo Sport is now going to be, it focuses on being competitive with your peers, there's going to be an issue when it comes to playing online and playing against people overseas. In Gran Turismo 5, the one I'm playing now, GT6, the box that I just showed you, we had major issues here in South Africa. If you played against people overseas, then there would be constant lagging. So if you were a first-person shooter player, you'd know about moonwalking. Now it's exactly the same thing, but just with cars on the track. The cars would pop in and out of position, which makes it very hard to race, especially with a racing simulator. Not so much an arcade simulator, but in a racing simulator, when you lose time and there's no catch-up, it will take laps for you to make up small amounts of time to catch the person ahead of you if you have a very similar handicap. So they need to sort out that. Then there's the internet connectivity always online. Now this is something that is very new for Gran Turismo. This is something that they're going to be, not that Gran Turismo has never been online. They had online capabilities in 5 and 6, but there's rumors that GT Sport will be an always online game. So you might say, yes, there is a bit of a campaign mode where you can be offline, and I think that is your beginner's tutorial, that is the track challenges, the racing etiquette tutorial, and there's one more that I'm forgetting now, but I'll add it in the video. Now besides those, we know from the past, and I imagine that to be very similar to the licenses that you had to do in Gran Turismo. And when you finish those, they usually give you a car. It's not a wonderful car, but it's something that you can work with, something that you can use to earn you money. But with the new thing, they say that your campaign mode is going to be online. Now, knowing from previous years, if you don't have the proper update for your game, then you can't enter seasonal challenges. Even if it does, you can't update it. And Gran Turismo has had major issues with updating of their games. It used to be huge, 12 gigs, 5 gigs. They would throw 10 gigs at you at a time. So, and if you didn't have PlayStation Plus, your update didn't run smoothly. It will kick you out halfway through a 10 gig update and you have to start all over again. Now for somebody overseas, this might not be a major issue. You're running a 100 meg line, you get kicked out, not a problem. I'll just restart it. I'll have it done in an hour to however long it takes. But in South Africa, our internet's slow. And for us to get kicked out at 10 gigs or 5 gigs in and to start again, that's a major problem. So I really feel that they need to sort this out. It's a dangerous territory that they are going into. Look what happened to Diablo 3. The Sims that launched, they all were online only, or always online games, and it didn't work. Didn't work. Although there are a few diamonds in the rough. Destiny, always online, worked. Division had some issues, kind of sorted it out. But I just hope that Gran Turismo entering this realm does it properly, and it works off the pool. It works off the pool. Seasonal events is where you earn money. Career mode, where you earn money. Always online. It's not like previous GTs where you could play offline, do races, and still make money. So this always online thing might be an issue for a lot of casual Gran Turismo players. If you have a PlayStation 4, chances is you probably are online. So, in that aspect, it should be fine. A 4 meg line should work for you. I'll get to that a little bit later. So, I just hope that these servers are going to be able to handle. Because I am a Gran Turismo fan, but I'm not biased. And I know their online connectivity has never been the best. Never. Gran Turismo has never been the best with that. There's always been issues. So, especially off launch. So, I really hope that they sort this out. Then, racing like a pro. If you want to race like a pro, then you better make sure that you have a steering wheel, and if you can afford it, a play seat. But at least a steering wheel, because you're definitely not going to get any time closer to the pros if you don't have a play seat or a steering wheel. And now you can't even use your old one. Like us, we used to use the old G25. Perfect. This thing worked like a beast, bro. We played it on the PlayStation 3 all the time, and we fought for turns to play on it. It takes the learning curve is steep, but once you got it, you can't do times like with a controller. You'll never be able to do the times that the guys do with a steering wheel. So Gran Turismo Sport is on its way, and I was thinking, how much would it cost me? What would it cost me to actually play the game how it was intended to be played? So I said a play seat is needed. Not really, but a steering wheel at least. And now there's the Logitech G29, and man, oh man, does it look sweet. About 3,800 Rand sweet. Now that's the best price that I could find thus far. You need a play seat. It is expensive, but it's so worth it. A racing simulator is not like a first-person shooter. It costs so much more. A first-person shooter, all you need is your controller, a monitor, and the console and the game. Whereas a racing simulator, the expensive part is if you want to have the full experience, you need to have a steering wheel, you need to have a seat, and that's where the pricing comes in, and that's where it becomes so much more expensive than playing any other game out there. So, to let you know how much it would cost you in South Africa to play, and obviously I'm going to do this in rands, because that's what we use. Keep in mind the exchange rate plays a huge factor, and that's why we are paying over 1,000 Rand for some games these days. Uncharted I bought on launch 1,000 Rand. You could get it for 100 Rand cheaper if you pre-ordered, and if you download it from the PlayStation Store. But I wanted that tangible copy. I wanted to put it with the rest of my collection, so that's why I went for that one. But just to let you know, let's see. Okay, I wrote it down. I got some notes here. I wrote it down because I'm not the best at math. So let's see if we can do this. If you want to buy the game, okay, Gran Turismo Sport currently on PlayStation PSN, on the PlayStation Store, will cost you $8.99, let's say 900 Rand. That's the price of the game. Now there is one that is more expensive. I think it's 1,099 or something like that. Basically what it does is it gives you, I think, extra credits so that when you start the game you have credits in order to purchase vehicles so you can go and race. It's a time saver. It's not a pay to win sort of thing, it's just a time saver. Then you need a steering wheel, the G29. Now why do we say the G29 from Logitech? Because this is the official sort of PlayStation wheel that you can get for racing simulators, and that I found at Loot. I think it's 3,830 Rand, but they don't have any stock, so I'm sure you could place an order closer to the time when this game releases, the price is probably going to hike up. It's going to be loads more expensive. Then you need a play seat. Now, this is a controversial one. This is like where you decide, do I want a new one or do I take a pre-owned one? My opinion is, take a pre-owned one. You don't need a brand new one. There's not much moving mechanical parts. So if somebody has used one, chances is it's not going to be in that bad of a condition. They basically get in there, they play, they race, and that's it. It might be a little bit tattered. You can take it away to get it fixed up and get it sorted, and it will be like 100%. You can pay. I saw one for 1.5, and you on Gumtree, and you might be able to get it for about 1,000 rand. Usually the guys are negotiable with these things, so try it out. See if you can get a pre-owned one. Internet now. There's loads of people that say, I don't like Telkom, I don't like MWeb, I prefer Afrios, this, whatever. Whoever you decide, you're going to need at least a 4 meg uncapped line for Gran Turismo. The updates for Gran Turismo, and I'm going to go with the past, GT5 and GT6, they are humongous. Now you are getting about 137 vehicles, they're probably going to add more. They're giving you, I think it is, oh gosh, I don't remember how many tracks, 19 tracks or something like that, 37 variations, but that's like short versions, long versions, reverses, all of those sort of things. So there's quite a lot, but they'll probably add more, and that's going to cost a lot to download. You're constantly going to be downloading huge chunks of data with Gran Turismo if they follow what they used to do in the past. So I think internet, let's just cut it in the middle, no matter who you're using or whatever. Let's say about 650 rand a month. And then you're going to need a monitor for your play seat if you're going to have a play seat and get the full Gran Turismo experience. I'm going to take a 32 inch, not too big and not too small, perfect for if you're playing with a play seat and it's close to you. You can find one for about 2,000 rand. Shop around, maybe see if you can get a special, try to get it for a better price. It won't be a UHD. But it will play fine, it will work fine for your gaming, for your setup. And that's about 8,500 rand for all of that. 8,500 rand, that is loads. That is loads. That is so much money for Gran Turismo Sport. But you can take the steering wheel out of the equation, okay? You can take the play seat out of the equation, but you want that full experience, especially when games look so real these days, so real. Now there are 3 other things that I didn't factor in, and this is maybes. PlayStation 4. Let's say you a Gran Turismo super fan, and you have a PlayStation 3, you haven't moved over to a PlayStation 4 because there's no racing sim on there. But now GT Sports comes, and you're considering that's going to cost you at least 6,000 rand. Then you need space for your play seat. You need about 8 square meters. Who knows if you have that space? Who knows if you have to build on a freaking room to play that space, to play the game. And you need about 8 square meters for your play seat. Just keep that in mind. We've checked it out. And then PlayStation VR. Now this is not a definite, but PlayStation VR is there. And if you use PlayStation VR together with Gran Turismo Sport, you don't need an extra monitor. But it's going to cost you, they say, about the same price as console, which is about 6,000 rand. And who knows, the price might go up with exchange rate getting worse, and it might cost a lot more. It might be 7,000 rand. Might be the price of the console at launch, 7,500 rand. So all we can do is wait and see. E3 is coming soon. We'll get more information about Gran Turismo Sport. But at the moment, if I tell you everything, if you want the full experience, 20,000 rand. If you want the half experience, 8,800. If you want just the bare minimum, the game and the console, or just the game, it's going to cost you about 900 to 1,000 rand. But I know I'm opting for the 8,000 option. I need that Logitech G29, baby. That thing is beast. Absolute beast. Well, that was just my thought on how much it would cost to play GT Sport. It's insane. I might just end up playing Gran Turismo 6 for a lot longer maybe until Gran Turismo 7 comes out, and miss GT Sport. I'm the gthang for DBK Productions, your number one place for gaming news, views, and previews. And hey, don't forget to check us out on Twitter at DBK Radio and on Facebook, if that's your cabbage patch you like to hide out to, DBK Radio on Facebook as well. I'm the gthang, and as always, DBK, gaming for change.